Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zedayne Simister are powered up to share their expertise on the business end.
Welcome to another episode of The Business End. And here on The Business End, we provide real and practical solutions to advance businesses by speaking with experts in the field and existing entrepreneurs. Now, I am your host, Zedayne Simister, and today we have the pleasure of introducing a highly experienced professional making a significant strides in the real estate and the mortgage industry. Today we have Lady Maureen Ruddock, who brings a wealth of experience, having operated independently as a mortgage broker since 2013. Now, Lady Ruddock has had a 15-year tenure at VMBS from 1999 to 2013. She's also a certified real estate agent since October 2018. Lady Ruddock has a proven track record of guiding her clients through the complex financial products and ensuring a smooth path to home ownership. We want to also let you know that Lady Maureen Ruddock has a bachelor's of in business administration, and she also have a solid foundation for her level of expertise that she'll be sharing with us here today. We are thrilled to have Lady Maureen Ruddock with us here today on The Business End to share her insight, her experiences as the CEO of Complete Property Acquisition Limited, a company that she says is redefining how property acquisition and real estate service is in Jamaica and worldwide. So we are pleased to have her. Help me welcome Lady Maureen Ruddock. Welcome to The Business End.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's such a delight to have you. Such a delight to have you, and viewers and listeners. She's glowing in the studio. She is in her hot pink. You could not tell that Beryl is out at sea, because she's glowing, bringing the sunshine to us in the studios here. Now, tell us, Lady Maureen, tell us about Complete Properties Acquisition Limited and what sort of services do you offer?
We offer a wide range of services. We basically focus on making the process of acquiring property and land in Jamaica easy, seamless, and secure.
Yes. And yes, go ahead.
We offer services such as real estate,
yes,
which includes property rental, purchasing,
yes,
leasing of residential and commercial properties. We offer mortgage solutions in terms of mortgage pre-qualification, writing the actual mortgage.
yes.
And we also offer secondary services. We have attorney services. We
yes.
offer services for valuation and surveyors, secondary
yes.
referrals.
Yes. So, in other words, ladies and gentlemen, when you come to Complete Property Acquisition Limited, it's a smooth sail from the point of thinking about your property to the process of applying to qualify for your property, to the process of actually going through the process and getting your financing in order and getting your property and turning the key into home ownership. And that is why you should speak with Lady Maureen Ruddock, the Complete Property Acquisition Limited, because it makes your journey easier. It makes your journey smoother, because she walks with you hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, into providing that service and to make home ownership just a call away.
Yes.
Oh,
in Jamaica, we would say, it's a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop. There you have it. There you have it. A one-stop shop where all your services is being adhered to with Complete Properties Acquisition Limited. Now, I know you have journeyed through different stages, different employment, different avenues. Now, I want you to walk us through that journey from you working with the Victoria Mutual Business Society and then becoming a mortgage broker and also becoming a real estate agent. What sort of a journey was that for you?
Well, from when I was a child, I had this fascination with real estate. Having been brought up in a rental a rental space. It made me have that appreciation for home ownership. So that, along with the fact that I've always wanted to work in the bank, so it was just like a a good tie. But for me, while I was at VMBS, I was so comfortable in just helping people. I really loved it.
Yeah.
So for me alone, I would not have transitioned. But
Yes.
I mean, I'm a testament
Yes.
to those. They would say how church works.
Yes.
You look at me, church
Yes.
works.
Church works. Yes.
So I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and
Yes.
that's when I found the Lord.
Yes.
And it wasn't going to church.
Yes.
As my apostle, well, I would say pastor then. I remember one specific service. He spoke about transitioning from employment to self-employment.
Yes.
And it, something connected with my spirit, and I sought the Lord on it, and the whole stress of the bank and dealing with the cancer at the time.
Yes.
I decided that I would pray about it, and when I prayed, it was just obedience.
Yeah.
The Lord, I sensed him saying that it was time to leave.
Yeah.
And that is how I transitioned. But for me alone, I would have stayed there in the 9 to 5, not moving.
Not moving.
But that's how I transitioned. And, I've been doing it for 15 years, but about 6 years ago, I also sensed the Lord saying to me that, listen, it's time for you to go out and do this real estate course. And I didn't pay much mind. And, one Saturday morning I was sleeping and I heard, I don't know if it was a dream. Look how long I tell you to go do the course.
Yes, the
And
voice is
jumped
loud.
Very loud.
No,
I jumped out of my sleep.
Yes.
And at the time, I checked my bank account. That was the first thing I checked to see if I could afford it. And then I went on the REB website and I saw it and I just applied. And it has been a good connection.
Yes.
Because one of the issues that I noticed as a mortgage broker is that it was difficult. I would give them the pre-qualification and it would expire, and I keep doing it and doing it. They couldn't find the property. So I said this would be a good synergy.
Yes, good
and
synergy.
it really has been.
Really has been.
Yeah.
So you got a call. The apostle, Dr. Courtney McLean, spoke life into that call. You then transitioned into that call, and you have never turned back since.
Never turned back, never been sorry. It has been the best decision behind finding the Lord.
Yes, so in spite of the challenges of overcoming your circumstances with that thing, you overcame that, and now you are fighting. Now you're pushing and growing into entrepreneurship and making your mark in Jamaica, employing persons, satisfying clients, putting smiles on client face, turning a negative into a positive, because you said yes.
Because I said yes.
I wonder which listener is out there right now with a dream, with a vision, with a call. If you only answer the call and start that business, you will be like Lady Maureen Ruddock, out here pushing forward, manifesting God's power, manifesting God's recovery power. And now she's living testimony to the greatness of God.
Amen.
You are only one call away, one action away, and your business is yours.
Amen.
Mighty, mighty, mighty. We applaud you, woman of God, and we want to thank you and encourage you to continue that journey and continue to put the smiles on your clients' faces and clients' smiles in the client's heart. Now, I know you would have assisted a lot of clients, and I know the process can be tedious. From my own experiences, I know the process can be tedious. And I'm sure the clients would have gone through their own challenges. So I want to ask you, what are some of the major challenges that you see your clients facing, and how have you helped assist them?
Well, I would say there are probably the top three.
Yes.
Would be one.
Yes.
Issues with credit.
Yes.
Being qualified for the mortgage.
Yes.
And the third one I would say is actually finding the desirable property for the client.
Yes.
So in terms of like the credit report, persons may have gone through all sort of stuff. You see, when you go through challenges in life, it would make you pull back and a little shy to step forward and do things. So sometimes what I realize is based on what I go through,
Yes.
I'm able to assist others.
Yes.
So like for me, I ran up my credit card when I was doing
Yes.
the chemotherapy
Yes,
treatments
yes,
and
yes.
blood works and all of
Yeah.
that. So I had a credit.
Yes.
So sometimes in
Dealing
interviewing with the clients,
Yes.
I would sense that there's something there that they're not saying. They're going around, and I would have to tell him, say, listen, it's just life. Let's see where you're at and how we can get to it. So I would probe them and get the information, put it together. Put a file together, submit it to the bank, and say this is the situation. This is what had happened. And this is where the person is at now, and I believe that the person can move forward in getting a mortgage. Now, that's in terms of the credit report. In terms of the pre-qualification, what I realize is that a lot of persons may be indebted a lot. So I would prepare them. I would say, listen, look at this. This is where you are now, and maybe you can do a consolidation here. Maybe you can do this here. Just give them different ideas and nuggets how to get to the point of being pre-qualified. And in terms of finding the desirable property now, that is very challenging. The market, because of demand and supply, you can hardly find properties, especially for a certain price range. So, what I would do is encourage them and tell them, listen, this may be what you want, but for now, look at this. My best friend lived in England, and I remember I was introducing her to a development in Old Harbour, and she said, no, I grew up in Kingston, what are you doing out there? I said, you're in England. You never live in it. Buy everything, and she bought it. I don't even think she have a mortgage now. The rent is way more than, and she can look at it now, sell it, have this chunk of money to move forward. It was like probably 2 million then, it's about 27, 28 million now. So sometimes, I kind of have to shift them. You have to sometimes take what you can get until you get what you want.
So you have to guide them into reaching their goals and assisting them in achieving their goals. So those are the major challenges. And of course, I know you have an extensive experience in the real estate market, and I know that you would have put smiles and warm people's hearts all across Jamaica. So what are some of the memorable moments that you would have had in business, and also in you just carrying out your functions, the various functions you would have done, and how has that helped to shape your outlook in business?
There's so many memorable moments. There's one that really stands out to me, and I think it was like early 2000, probably about 2002. A gentleman approached me while I was at VMBS for a mortgage. He was a postman. At the time, we have mailman, bicycle. And he was earning minimum wage. About 4,000-6,000, something like that. And he was living in a property and he wanted to purchase it. But he barely could qualify, and when I put it together, I didn't tell him no, he wasn't in debt or anything like that. It's just that he was just on the edge. And when I presented it to the bank, he said no. And I fought so hard because I knew he would have paid the mortgage. When you deal with the client, it's different from when you just take the file to the approver. They don't know the client. So I encouraged him. I called his mommy. His mom was retired overseas. I was able to add his mom to it, and it was a lot of back and forth. But he got that mortgage. And about 15 years or so, sometime the other day, I went to the bank, because a mortgage is like 30 years. I saw him paying the mortgage.
Mighty.
And he was saying to me, oh, so easy now. And he was on time, and he was planning to pay it off by the end of the year. So it warms my heart, and it pushes me to say, it's the impact, it's a mark. He had 2 little children at the time, and he just didn't see another way how he could have owned a property. So that left a mark in my mind. Apart from all the other time people call me crying when they get the keys, they've been trying for a while. But that one really stood out to me. So, it gives me the push. Because for me, it's a lot about helping people. It's a lot about helping people. I believe that the Lord wants us, everybody, to own a little piece of the land. When I read Deuteronomy, I get to understand the relationship between man and land. And you see the Lord saying, move from here, move to there, So I know it's very important to the Lord for persons to acquire, regardless of your income, acquire a piece of the land.
and able to provide for
And
your
able to provide,
for your
yeah.
family. Now, you said an important point, and I want to reiterate that point. That in providing solutions for clients, you must know your clients. So you take know your clients very seriously. Very seriously. So we are going to encourage the financial institutions. We're going to encourage persons out there who's doing a service to persons in and across the world. Get to know your clients. Get to know your clients' desires and needs. Get into the face of the client. Because here you have it. Lady Maureen Ruddock was able to get to know the client. And from knowing that client, she knew that that client would be able to service the debt. And from that perspective, she is able to ensure that the client was able to get the mortgage. So we want to encourage persons to be in the space of the client. Go above and beyond in service. Probe them some more. And get to know them deeply. And by doing so, you're able to service them more.
Yes.
And the reward is yours. Maybe even proper advice. And in so doing, they trust you with your words. And then that would bring them into the transaction closing. Now, I've been told that in your field, the networking is very, very important. If you can't network, you can't succeed. That's true?
Extremely true.
That is extremely true.
Yes.
So how important is it to network?
It's very important. It's very important. It's the cornerstone for the flow of the business. It's the cornerstone for the client, especially in my area. Because in my area, I deal with so many persons on the mortgage end. I deal with the banks. I deal with different persons in the bank. It's important, if the bank is having something and they invite you to show up, I mean, you deal with different personalities. So you have to network on a level where they're comfortable with you. I mean, I also deal with other real estate agents. Very important.
Yeah.
When I find a property for a client and I go on the MLS and I look and I see that it's an agent, I feel nice.
Yes.
Because I know the client. We've had that rapport. We've been to, a real estate board may have put on something and we've been there, we've partied together. So it makes the transaction, seamless.
Yeah.
I also work along with valuators, surveyors, construction workers. It's very important to have that synergy for your client.
Yeah.
I work a lot with developers.
Yeah.
And working along with them, you'll know that something is coming up in 2024. Something is it. So while you're preparing a mortgage pre-qualification for somebody, and you see that the person not qualified and the person just feel down. I have that idea that, listen, another development is coming up next year, and I just get the thing together, put this together. So networking is extremely important.
So what advice would you give somebody who they're an introvert, they're not very good at it? What would you say to them to get them up to speed?
In terms of networking?
In terms of networking.
To me, when it comes to networking, once you have a client and you can talk to a client, it's a similar thing.
It's similar thing. Yes.
And you network with people of similar minds, similar business, so you have something to talk about. There's just always something to talk about.
Yes.
So I would encourage them to just step out. You just take that step, Just
first step.
The step and come here.
Yes, you took the step.
It's just the first step. Once
Yes.
you step out and you start, you will love it.
You're gonna love it.
One of the things that I pulled back on with becoming an agent is just driving up and down.
Yes.
The roads are bad. When I deal with people, and when I stepped out and I did it, I loved it.
Loved it.
Yes, I
Never
love driving
turn
up
back.
and down and looking for people. I am the agent for White House Beach Club down Westmoreland.
Yes.
I'm in Westmoreland a lot, and that's a lot of driving.
Yes.
But the aim is just to make that first step. Make that first step. Go against the grain, as our apostle would say. Just go against the grain. Step out and do it.
Step out and make it happen.
And make it happen.
Trust that it will.
It will.
It will.
Yeah.
So I mean, we are here speaking about giving entrepreneurs advice as to what they are to do and move forward and stuff like that. Is there any other advice that you want to give an entrepreneur or a business owner that you have not mentioned thus far? What is that 3 or 2 things that you want to say? You must look at this if you want to be successful in business or if you want to take your business to the next level.
Well, for somebody that already has a business and want to move it to the next level,
Yeah.
one of the things that I realize that most businesses are not doing is to embrace technology.
Yes.
We have to embrace technology. There's just a wide world out there waiting to hear about our businesses,
Yeah.
especially for persons that are probably older, not born into the whole social media.
Yes.
We have to embrace technology. We have to, for an existing person in business, I would say just do the regular SWOT analysis. See
Yeah.
what is going on in internal,
Yeah.
external part of the business to see if this is time to step out to make, good decisions.
Yes.
And for somebody now that wants to step out,
Yes.
just do your research. Do your
Yeah.
research, look at the target, the target audience, who you want to provide this service or product to.
Yeah.
And you can also look at your competition. You have
Yeah.
to look at your competition, because in order to get a slice of the cake, you have to ensure that you stepping out there, you have to be up to par.
Yes.
And very important, have that business plan, have that blueprint
Yes.
in order to step out. But as I said before, we just have to make that step. Make that step.
Make that
Don't be
step.
afraid.
Don't be afraid to make that step. So, in terms of your next steps for Complete Property Acquisition Limited, what's next for you?
What I just said a while ago about technology,
Yes.
that is next for me.
Yes.
So for us, I would like for us to have a website to make
Yeah.
it easier for my clients, easier for me,
Yeah.
where they can upload the documents, because as I said, the process is electronic. Upload
Yes.
the document, possibly not even having to reach me, have a mortgage calculator, they can put in, the information is there to get a guideline until
Yes.
they get to me. So I'm looking at that. I'm also looking at getting a solid team. Getting a good team,
Yeah.
a solid team. That's really
That's
the
where
direction
you
I
want to go. So you want to have your onboarding process being electronic, a
Yes.
seamless process
Yes.
of having from start to finish, where it can be strictly online, and your onboarding process is most efficient.
Correct.
And we wish you all the success in that, and we are looking forward to that process and that improvement to your next level in your business. Where and how can persons find you?
At Real Estate Matters with an S,
Yes.
2024 at
Yes.
gmail.com,
Yes.
and 876-862-7225.
There you have it, with Lady Maureen Ruddock, from the Complete Acquisition Limited. Now, I would want to echo a point that she made earlier, that you must spend time to know your client. If you're in the business of business, you should spend time to know your client. When you know your clients, what's going to happen is that you're able to serve your clients better.
Yes.
Knowing your client is knowing what affects them, what triggers them, what are the challenges they're facing. That's the only way you're able to solve an issue, by knowing your client. Now, we implore every single person that is in business, get to know your target audience, get to know your clients, so you're able to service them better. This has been another episode of the Business End. I want to thank you, Lady Maureen Ruddock.
Thank
It
you
has
for
been a
having me.
very delightful conversation.
I
Now,
enjoyed it too.
I enjoyed it fully, and I'm sure our listeners and viewers have also enjoyed it. Now, you can follow us on the Business End show, which is at the Business End Show, on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok. No, I said you are the Business End Show tribe. You're literally the best. Continue to be your increasing best. Thank you.
Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zedayne Simister are powered up to share their expertise on the business end. But don't forget to tell a friend or a colleague, and of course have your tools on hand, your notebook and your pen. Classes are in session every Tuesday, 3:30 on Gospel JA for the business end. Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zedayne Simister await you.